ban Ella earlier.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
All right, and we're gonna take ourselves upstairs for the first round. This is the, you know, it's really kind of a toss-up between the basement bomb site and the top bomb site as to what teams are gonna do first. Second floor consulate requires a little bit more planning, a little bit more team orientation to be able to make it work. So I really am curious to see what they're going to decide to do here to get themselves in place. Looks like Tommy's going to be roaming over here in admin.
Attackers have located a bomb.
All in all, very standard setup as far as I can tell. Nothing too crazy that you wouldn't see in a ranked match. First thing off the bat, we're gonna see Alex Coda pushing into admin. This is admin, if you can do it, is one of the safest takes that you can get on this side. I don't know if you guys can see it, but up at the top, the quotation marks are not what they're supposed to be. They're something a little different. We have Shell Shot coming in, opening up here to see what they can do. It's very interesting, you know, the joke about Fragmite. It looks like we might actually have that in this case. Alex Code is going to be getting his way up to being backed up by Canadian, trying to get some fire down. It looks like he has the information that somebody is playing behind that shield, and I'm not sure that he was able to get the fire behind the shield. Doesn't necessarily look like it, but he is playing a really good angle here in, looks like this double windows and CEO. Liz also playing up here in the skylight, trying to cut off rotations, which it looks like she might have been able to do slightly. Killer's sitting over here with just a fraction of health, having to move away from where that fire came from. He's just waiting, trying to call out anything for his team about where the attackers are pushing in. There's only 2 defenders left on the board and 1:35 left. Completely enough time for the... Nice! Good information that was picked from Jack's Testies here. They were able to get a pre-fire off onto the Jaeger, just as I could tell from the information that was gathered. It looks like it all comes down to the killer. He's going to have to get a ace here if he wants to make it work. There's a lot of attackers that know his current location. This is going to be a really awkward situation. Getting a pick onto Shell Shock was good. But now they know where he's at. Buck's going to try to get beneath and see if he can get a frag up exactly where he is. Doesn't look like he was able to do it, but he's still going to apply pressure. Ooh, excuse me, as needed. Canadian getting the final peek onto Killer. Good information from the attacking team there. They were able to make a lot of really good shots that were based purely on knowing exactly where the defender was at. The pre-fire into printer and Canadian getting those fire bolts in over to the pulse in the corner.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
Alright,
defused by attackers.
oh, they are deciding to go upstairs again. They think they can make this work, and they're going to plan their strategy around it as best as possible. I'd like to see what they're going to do to defend themselves from a connector window. Canadian found himself in a very advantageous position from almost the first part of the round by covering that connector window. It'll be awkward if they don't do anything about it. They might be able to do that same thing. Looks like they're going to dedicate the devil to holding admin in this particular case.
10 seconds to go.
Regret giving himself, or I'm sorry, Black here giving himself a nice ACOG. Gives him a really good line of sight that not a lot of defenders have access to. But we're going to go ahead and get started with the attacking team pushing it again. It looks like they are going to coordinate just a little bit better about where to put nomads, where to do certain things. Jack's going to be going ahead and getting himself into projector first thing, it looks like. Playing a bit of an awkward position, and Tommy has found himself with a window already open. That's going to be a little rough, trying to hold projector from behind a table that can be shot through. Don's upstairs getting himself in position to take admin. Probably going to drop a drone in and see exactly what he can find. And see if anybody is playing back here. From what I saw last, Devil was playing in this area. But it looks like Sheep is doing that right now. Sheep's going to be playing admin, just trying to make it harder for them to push in and waste as much as time as possible. There's already a third of the round off the board. Picking up his drone. And Jack's going to be going over here to yellow. I believe he's going to be playing on the double window. Canadian on a double kill. Looks like he's playing that connector window again. Such a great spot for him to be in. If he knew that Tommy was in the spot he was. Oh, I'm sorry. Tommy's already out. Killer being able to get a nice frag on the shell shock there. And it looks like they're going to be setting up for the push. Canadian watching the connector. And they have this information, but they don't know his exact whereabouts and location. Nitrocell could have made things very awkward, but unfortunately did not end up in a very good position. Devil playing in a very risky situation, able to pick off Alex Coda, but Canadian down here with a triple kill. Canadian is popping off, setting himself again in a very Canadian with a quad kill and setting up their team to take site. Liz is pushing in from yellow stairs, and the last one is the Mozzie, who's able to finally pick off Canadian in his rampage that he's causing across the entire map. Liz is pulling out a goo, and that puts us into a 1v1 situation. Don waiting for some sort of information about where Sheep is. Will Sheep be able to hold off the attacking team? A lot of peeks. Nitrocell goes out and is able to take Don out. Sheep with the great clutch there at the end, getting a triple kill. Canadian comes in, getting a quad, and Sheep ending with a triple. What a round. A lot of that last round came from misinformation, I think. People being in advantageous positions, being able to get multi-kills, and others not knowing where they were. Canadian at the very beginning pushing in from connector window, being in a very aggressive situation and a failed Nitrocell to take him out. He was able to get a quad kill off of that. But then when it came down to it, Sheep got himself into another situation where he was in a spot that the attacking team didn't know about and able to get a triple kill, ending the round. With them winning upstairs, they're going to be heading all the way downstairs to Cafeteria Garage. This is the secondary site for most teams. All the other sites on the map are very difficult to defend. And so this one in itself has some very difficult ways to do it. If you're to take from piano, get the wall open up there unless somebody's holding it pretty aggressively. The attackers can get that open pretty easily and have advantageous positions onto white. Make sure they can cover their planter. Can even get some picks over here in Cafe. So, little rough for the defending team with the other sites here. But with the right setup, it definitely can be done. Interesting choice from Killer to reinforce into office. A lot of teams will put a rotate over here and put it all the way over into office. Maybe put some goo mines out this double hallway here. But it doesn't look like they've opted to do that in this case. Alright, and it's time for the attackers to get started. Canadian here, our play of the game from the attackers here. Last game, he's going to be heading directly for the wall and going to be trying to get that open. And predictably, Alex Coda is going to try to get himself into piano and get the floor open to where he can deny the bandit trick. Very good play from him. Very standard for the Buck to get up here, and he's going to be challenged by the defending bandit. Tommy's in a position where he's not really able to get that pick, but Shell Shock has got himself down into archive already. and picking off the roamer that they had now. He's in a very good position to be able to get a couple more kills. He just has to bide his time and hope that nobody pushes him. Shot trying to get his drone down, and it looks like Coda has moved into piano. He's going to be trying to get as many picks as possible from up here, but he's getting pinged all the time, and that was really getting on his nerves there. Don's going to be able to get the garage wall open. He's going to get it open on both sides, giving the attacking team as much sightline into the bomb site as much as possible. Just get as many sites as they can. Shellshock again with another great pick in the back here, just holding back by Archive. It looks like he's playing in lockers, just waiting for the defenders to rotate around to him and try to pick him off. He saw the bandit. He's gonna try to take the peek. Bandit unfortunately was unable to hit him, but Shellshock is gonna be stopped by the cap can in this case. That cap can mine just being something that he didn't necessarily expect. Don is working on getting the plant down with Canadian and Liz both covering. Liz is going to be trying to go deep, and now that it's a post plant, everybody's just going to chill outside. It's up to the defenders to do something about pushing them outside and getting a couple picks so they're able to get the defuse down. There are 2 left, and it's definitely winnable if they're able to get the picks that they need. Unfortunately, there's not much time left on the board. Killer's in a place where he can hold passively, but it's going to be very difficult for him to hold with an aggressive angle. He's going to be repositioning himself, but it looks like Liz is ready for him to move. He's going to hit that air jab, and it looks like Don is going to push in and try to get that pick as he does so. Jack's testes take a round. Again, it looks like we're going to see a repeat site. That tends to be the play from a lot of people, just making sure that you go back to the same site and give that another go. Sometimes you can change things up just slightly that'll throw off the attackers. I think Shellshock deciding to go with the Jackal in this case is very, very smart. In the position that he was in, Jackal can do that same job, but better. And maybe, hopefully, the defenders will be ready for him, and we'll have a little bit more counterplay against that specific strategy. I'm going to run to the restroom real quick, guys. I'll be right back.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Alrighty, we are back, and it looks like Tommy has found himself in an advantageous position to get a nice cheeky spawn peek here. Got himself a, not a kill, but a down, which is going to be very disadvantageous for the attacking team. That's a very important down he got onto Don, who is the hard breacher that they have here. Without him, it's going to be very difficult to get the plant down. Not planting in default position on this map is incredibly difficult. Jax found himself upstairs with Shellshock. They're going to work on the roam clear together. Looks like Tommy got himself out of there right away. Just holding back here in the cafeteria. He got his pick. He's going home. They've got Don ready to start getting that thermite down, but Quick Clack gonna be doing his best to trick the breach. He's doing a great job doing it, able to get Don off of it, but it looks like they're gonna fry his other one. They are going to get the wall open at this point. It's not even the question. But this time, what's different is they have to choose which wall they got open. In this case, they got the one near White Van and closer to the default plant. And that's going to be the smarter play, but that's going to give them less of a line of sight than they had last time to make the defenders able to hold more by barrels. Doesn't look like the attacking teams are doing too much to change things up, and Mozzie over here able to get a pick on Dakota. It looks like he got himself up through main lobby when nobody was paying attention. Not sure if he knows that Shell Shocked is also up here, and he's searching for that Mozzie. There's a lot of time wasted, only 50 seconds left on the board. Right now it is looking like the defenders' game. They've got everybody running scared, and not a lot of information. Alright, Shell Shocked was able to get that pick onto Sheep King, and it looks like Liz was able to get the pick off onto Tommy in this case. She's very, very low HP sitting here. She's gonna put, oh, she's gonna try to put something up to rotate. She's gonna get peeked here by Quick Clack, and she's gonna go down. Playing back here in Cafe, very advantageous position for him to be in, but with Killer back over here, oh, getting the nice shot onto Don, who's very low HP as he was going for the plant. They're in a very awkward position. They have to plant. Oh, Jack's Testes able to get a double kill there at the very end of the round. That's going to put them at an advantage here of a 3-1 lead. Impressive play from them. I wasn't expecting that. I was really expecting the defending team to make that work. There were only 8 seconds left on the board. Very good plays from them. And since the 3 rounds are up, we find ourselves going back to console meeting.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused
All
by
right,
attackers.
back up to console office. See if they can get a better hold this time. A 3-1 lead, that's a very, very good lead for them to have, especially on attack on console. You kind of want to sit at a 4-2 as the attacking team. If I remember correctly, console's pretty even, but might be slightly attacker favored. I can't remember off the top of my head, so I'll keep my mouth shut in case I look like an idiot here. So, but 4-2 lead in either direction is pretty dominant. So hopefully they will be able to get this round off.
5 seconds to go. Attackers are moving.
Camera activated. Reload!
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser. Attackers recovered the diffuser.
It looks like Canadian has found himself in the same position where he was at last time. It's been so helpful for him to be here. The defenders have not done a good job of keeping him off of it. And he's just going to catch any rotations that he can. Oh, getting a nasty pick. And it looks like Shell Shock is able to get a pick over in admin. They found themselves already in long desk. Defenders this close to the end of the round are just not a great place. Coda able to get a kill thanks to the ass charge that Shell Shock put down there. And there's only one defender left. He's in an awkward position sitting here in the back. He's going to have to get a full ace if he wants to make this work. But we do have a couple attackers that are on low HP, specifically the Buck and the Ash. Ash just running in at the speed of sound into the position that she's in. He's going to be able to pick her off. Canadian playing very aggressive here, trying to get some fires in, using the utility that he has at his disposal. The plant is down, and there's fires blocking his way out. Liz was able to finally get the pick onto them, and that is a 4-1 lead for Jack's Chesties. Sorry about the pause there at the beginning of the round.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
All right, and I think what the plan is here from the defenders is to make sure
Bomb
that
located.
they are able to secure that last defending cage. So they're gonna try something a little different. They haven't had much luck up in console office, so they're gonna try to go downstairs. I'm sorry, to the first floor and try lobby.
10 seconds remaining.
Hopefully they're able to turn this one around and make things a little more difficult for the attackers to get in.
Heading out to defuse a bomb.
The attackers are looking for that spawn peak that hurt them so badly the last time. Looks like it's going to be an admin take. I'm not sure that we have anybody upstairs defending that. Canadian just holding a very aggressive angle on the front door with an ACOG. Just trying to be as much of a nuisance to anybody rotating as possible. Devil is playing upstairs, but it looks like has to make a hasty retreat back, and he's gonna get his head taken off there by shell shot. Looks like we got one defender running upstairs to see if he can change the tide here. He's able to get a couple shots on the shell shot, but not able to down or kill him. Gonna leave him in a surprise position. Time for him to just head downstairs. He's wasted enough time as it is. Maybe put down a goo here. Gonna take out that goo after getting a pick onto the Legion that was playing. That's pretty much all the roamers off site. We do have Sheep playing here over in Visa. It might be an advantageous position for him as long as they don't rotate behind him. That would make things very, very hard. As long as the attackers do their job here, they're looking at a very dominant lead. They're at the half, which is going to be a 5-1. Things are looking very good. Sheep still playing a pretty aggressive angle back here where they may not expect, and Vex playing over on yellow stairs. Nomad sitting just above him. I think I got a stream sniper. Somebody might be. Attackers kind of stalling a bit. Doesn't look like they're making the push that they need to get to site. Every second wasted is another second that's in the favor of the defenders, making it so they have to get less and less picks to win around. Liz able to round that corner and get the pick onto Sheep. It all comes down to Clack. Liz is in a very advantageous position and able to get the pick. That's going to be a very dominant lead of 5-1 for the attackers here. Just got your message, Vert. That's very interesting. I think we ought to call somebody out in my chat. Now she's not sitting there. Devil is, though.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Looks like we may have a different stream sniper. Very curious that we have our friend here. Alright. Looks like we're gonna swap things up to leave defense for Jack's testes.
Located by attackers.
Seeing a lot more rotates in here. Interesting play on bathroom. I think this is the real big difference, is that rotate into bathroom. It means that somebody's going to be playing pretty aggressively in yellow and needs a potential rotate back. Alright, it's time to watch the attackers. How are they going to be able to turn this around? With that dominating 5-1 lead, they're going to have to do something. Devil's going to pick off Liz, who I think was holding a very aggressive angle. Potentially a spawn peek there. Doing a good job. Killer playing the Yana. Not something we usually see. Yeah, not something we usually see outside of ranked and things. But since it's in the community game, it's very different for us. So we usually let them get the play through. Jack playing very aggressively into Skylight here. We got a nice pick onto the Thatcher, which is going to take any breaching off the board there. Unless they're able to get some self-destruction to get that. We do still have the buffs, so that's going to make things easier to potentially get a breach if they need it. But in this case, breaching on this site's going to be very difficult. Nomad playing an aggressive upside-down angle here. Just biding time, waiting for somebody to rotate in. He's going to be the main step in setting up to get the plant down on the site, especially if CEO is the take that they've decided to make. Coda definitely knows that somebody's playing there. He can hear the rappel through the window. He's going to do his best to just waste time where he's playing at. Peeking that Skylight, waiting for them to get into his crosshairs. Devil knows this, and he's going to be just peeking around, seeing if anybody else is close by. Don playing an aggressive angle in connector. It's almost about time for him to start using those smokes and make it difficult for the defending, or the attacking team to get inside. Shellstock just sitting off site, trying to catch any rotates, get some information, potentially run out. You can try to get a run out peek. And we're down to 45 seconds on the round. It looks like Click Clack has found his way inside. And he's going to try to hold the cubby here. Waiting for Jack, and Jack was able to get the pick where it mattered, and that leaves just Devil on rappel. He's actually got himself in, and Jack's testes takes round 7, putting themselves on match point. All they got to do is get one more round, and they take the win here on Consulate. Looks like Fish, Anarchy are still here as well. Good to see you guys.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
I'm just relaxing, laying on the couch. Good to know, Anarchy. I'm glad you're here. I'm probably not going to cast the next match quite so heavily. It's more exhausting than you think, and now I know not to drink while I do it, because drinking alcohol and casting does not go together well. But we're looking at the last match point of the defense here. They're going to be going downstairs, the secondary site for a lot of teams, and Canadian just leaving those shocks on the wall. If the defenders find this out and know that he doesn't really look like he's planning on playing it very aggressively, so they might be able to get that wall open pretty easy. Alright, and it's time for the teams to get in place. Killer moving up. Looks like Tommy's a little late to the game, but that's alright. Happens from time to time. North Dakota's still setting up sight. Don's getting on cams, trying to find some information. And I think Shell Shock is playing all the way upstairs on T2. He's in a very advantageous position if the defenders do, or if the attackers do not find him.
Repulsion device planted.
Drone ready.
Just gonna sit, chill here on Spiral, see what he can do about finding anybody who might be pushing. Doesn't look like we have anybody close by. It looks like Alex Coda has joined him on the on the first floor to try to hunt down any attackers. They're gonna get thrown down by Cole, who's sitting here on piano window. But there is somebody playing all the way back in piano, and it doesn't look like he knows that. Bandit playing upstairs in Canadian is gonna get that pick onto the window. That's the buck. And unfortunately, that's going to make it difficult for them to get the wall open. But the Thatcher is already burnt. They've already got the wall open. That was my bad for not finding that out. Unfortunately, they haven't made a push yet, and the defenders are getting a few picks off site. There are still quite a few people left on the board, but with different levels of HP per person. This is going to be playing over here by Yellow Stairs, and Shell Shock is still playing upstairs near piano. There's only 3 attackers left on the board in 1:19 seconds. They're gonna have to do something if they want to get the picks that they need here. Back doing a good job trying to find out where each defender is. There's 4 of them left on the board in 48 seconds. Still plenty of time for the attackers to make a push. Don's in an awkward position where they're going to try to be getting the flashes directed towards him. Jack playing in the back. Looks like Shell is playing in the angles above. He's going to get picked off by... Ooh, looks like Don was able to get that pick while he was shooting at the Mozzie that was upstairs. That just leaves Killer and Tommy left on the board. It's going to be an awkward position for them to hold. Canadian holding Yellow Stairs.
15 seconds left.
Don holding the most advantageous position. Unfortunately, he's going to get picked off by Tommy sneaking around the corner. Is Jack going to be able to rotate in time? I don't think he necessarily knows that the plant is going down. Tommy's in a good position to get the plant down, but unfortunately, he got off of the plant and it didn't stick it. Canadian was able to push him, and they're going to take the map 7-1. Dominant looking plays from Jack's testes in this case.